Hi guys, I'm Setu Dixit. I'm an unacademy educator. Let me introduce myself to you. I am a dentist by profession and also a content developer for English for competitive exams, where I basically develop English for SSC CGL mains, and I have also made a course for unacademy. You can follow that channel. And today we are going to discuss about how to prepare SSC CGL and especially English, and that too in the last 1 month. So here we go. So as you all know that English is a very important section in SSC CGL, and particularly when you look at the CGL Tier 2 exam as well, because here approximately 50 questions are asked, and in the Tier 1 25 questions are asked that are of 50 marks worth. So you can definitely not ignore that section. And basically it is divided into 3 subsections, whereby you will be dealing with the vocabulary part, grammar and reading comprehension. तो अभी इसमें देखेंगे तो vocabulary part, that is basically built throughout your practice. You cannot like practice it and like achieve to master it in a day or in a month or so. You'll have to have a threshold over it, because you cannot achieve to master it in a month. So what you can do about vocabulary section is that you can try reading the newspapers daily, follow any daily newspaper that you are currently going through. So this will actually help you in two ways. It will help you build vocabulary, and it will help you in the reading comprehension section as well. Now let me tell you about this vocabulary section. So I think approximately 10 to 15 questions are asked from this section, and this includes synonyms and antonyms. Approximately 2 to 3 questions are asked from this section. Then there are fill in the blanks, 1 to 2 questions, and spellings of this is again of 1 to 2 questions. Now spellings are sometimes also included in the grammar section, so it depends upon you whether you whether you are able to attempt it in the grammar section, or that can be a part of your vocabulary section as well. And then there are idioms and phrases, 1 to 2 questions on this part also. Then one word substitution, there are 4 to 5 questions, and then phrase replacement, which has 1 to 2 questions as well. So basically this is an easier section, and if you're a good reader, if you like practice daily, and if you have solved enough mock papers, or you have gone through the previous year question papers, then this is an easier section for you. Because see, basically what happens is they ask you like for synonyms and antonyms. If you know the meaning of a word, if you know what exactly does it means, then it is easier for you to you certainly can be sure about the answer, that okay fine, if this is not the answer, then I'm sure that this is definitely not the answer. So it can help you in elimination, choice elimination, and once you are down to 2 options, it becomes easier for you to solve the rest of the part, right? And same is the question with fill in the blanks, because if you are able to understand the sentence as a whole, then you can very well attempt the question, right? Okay, then there's a next section, grammar section. 6 to 9 questions are asked from this section, and it is a very rigid section, right? You cannot attempt grammar without knowing it, right? So it has basic rules and principles, and it's a very simple concept. Either you know it or you do not know it, right? So if you do not know it, please do not attempt the questions, because there is a negative marking, and you may lose marks if you're not well prepared for the section, right? So what happens is, what can you do about grammar? So see, SSC CGL, most of the questions are repeated. Approximately 60 to 65% questions are asked from the previous year exams. So if you're well versed with the previous year question papers, or if you have seen the questions, so you will be able to like crack at least 10% of the questions, because of course even if you have seen those questions, still you'll have to be well well versed with that topic to attempt it. So what you can do is, if you have already made your notes, or if you have some written notes about it, then what you can do is you can keep revising them in the last 1 month, and attempt as many questions as possible, because this is the only way. It has certain rules, like I've already said it. It is very or physics or whatever subject that involves a lot of science into it, because it is based upon those rules only, and you have to learn them, you have to go through them. There's no other way, there's no shortcut to this section. So what you are supposed to be doing is solve as many questions as you can, practice the mock test, go through your notes, revise them daily so that you do not like forget the concepts, or you're still able to be at par with them even during the exam hall, and you're able to like achieve those marks that you have uh, set a plan in your mind about them. Okay. And you cannot apply your common sense. Very basic point with grammar, you do not apply common sense in this section, because there's absolutely no common sense in grammar. It is like a setup section. You'll have to be well versed with the concepts, you'll have to be well versed with the rules that are there. Only then will you be able to attempt the questions, only then will you be able to like achieve the proper desired marks. And of course, you know that SSC CGL does not have sectional cutoffs. So even if you're not well prepared for this section, what you can do is like instead of like initiating a new topic, you can focus upon the areas which you've already mastered. So that will make it easier for you to like attempt the number of questions that you've already thought of, and then achieve better marks, right? Because this is not the time to start learning something new, and especially so in grammar, because the concepts are very complex to understand, and it takes time to sync the concepts of grammar with your brain. So you'll have to give yourself that time, and you know that this is not the right time to begin new things. So focus on the parts that you've already mastered throughout the preparation, and you know that you've done enough, right? This is the time to revise and get through the concepts that you've already prepared. Practice as many questions as you can, solve as many mocks as you can, strengthen the areas that you think you are strong at, strengthen them more, focus on the areas which you're weaker at. Maybe you'll be able to like take them up to a moderate level where you'll be comfortable in solving questions, and ignore the areas where you are sure that you will not be able to do it, right? Because nobody is like expecting you to solve 100% questions, right? So this is about grammar. And now comes the reading comprehension part. Now this is the most easiest part, if you see, and also the most ignored one, because nobody practices reading comprehension. At least I haven't practiced any reading comprehension so far. But this should be avoided, because you see at least 5 questions are asked from this section, and if you are good with the reading habits, and if you're well versed with this idea, then it becomes easier for you to like solve 5 questions and get the desired marks. Because see, at least if there's a surety of 5 questions from a section, then you can definitely not ignore it, right? And it is easier also. The level of difficulty is not very high in comparison to those asked in banking exams or the RBI exam. Here the level of difficulty of passages is relatively easier, and the questions are also often of a easy to moderate range of difficulty. But the main problem here is with the time. So what you can do with this section is that you can like I've already said, you can read a newspaper daily. There's still time for that. And besides doing that, you can solve at least 5 reading comprehension passages daily. So what will happen is that you'll become well versed with the topic. You'll be able to like become familiar with the idea about what the passages are really about and how to go them. And what you should be doing is set a timer. While you are solving a passage, set a timer. Note the time that is taken by you to solve a particular set or a particular passage, and gradually try to decrease that time. So what will happen is your efficiency will increase, and you will be able to like reduce the time taken by you gradually. So at the time of exam, in the exam hall, you will take much lesser time, and that is the time where you will realize the importance of all your previous efforts, right? So this is one thing that can be done. And of course, solve as many previous year papers as you can. At least 5 years is a must. You cannot ignore the past 5 years paper, and especially so in the reading comprehension passages as well, because maybe they can change the passage, but the format of the questions that follow, basically it remains the same. So that is one thing. And that is the same thing is with grammar as well, because if you're well aware with the grammar portion, English is all yours, because once you have aced in grammar, there's nothing in English that can stop you from achieving the maximum marks, 50 marks. So this is it. And then again, Be confident about yourself. You've prepared all that you could. You have given your best efforts. Be confident while you go in the exam hall, and you will be able to master it. This is just an exam and nothing else. And English will, I'm sure English will help you go through it, right? Thanks for the session. All the best for exams. Bye.